Hello there, it's me, Sari, here again, and today I'm here with an English video. And I know it's been quite some time since I actually took the time to make an English video, but here you go. I've had some requests of it, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you, all of you who have asked me where the English versions of those films are. I'm here, and hopefully my Swedish followers will also understand me, since I'm talking sort of slowly and I'm trying to pronounce everything correctly. Let's see how far that stretches today in this video. You never know with me, that's the one thing I'm sure of. Well, let's see. Today I'll be making an upright Z fold card, and I'll be using some stamps and dies from Gummiapan, which is a Swedish stamp and die company amongst other things in their assortment. And I'll be topping things off with that twisted edge die cut out from Tim Holtz, and I love this die. I mean, this is an absolutely fabulous sort of branchy, a crooked, wicked, branchy thing, but I love to make it come to life on top of these upright Z fold cards. What I've done is that I've die cut a tag with one of the dies from from Gummiapan. Gummiapan, by the way, means rubber monkey in English. And I die cut this tag. It's one of the old tags in the set of, I think it could be 4 or 5 tags in various sizes. I have also stamped this creepy looking ghost, and I do like him, you know, and I like Halloween, so I like the fact that he is rather scary looking, I must say. And I've also sooted in some purple ink. This time I used VersaFine Clear and a brush. You could go for either the Tim Holtz's blending brushes, or in this case I used the brushes from Finnabair, and I just sooted it in there. I did the same thing with some black ink. I sooted it along the edges, and I also used another stamp called Stars and Dots, and I just stamped it randomly to sort of create a Halloweeny look to this. I have also added some stickles around the edges just to sort of highlight the ghost, which is white in itself as it is. I'm going to add this project a little bit of dimension, so I have actually glued down some cardboard, and I've also ragged and torn this piece of cheesecloth that I glued down onto the sides, so I will have something sticking out from this, because I'm going to keep this sort of purple, black, grey, white, so I'm not going to go overboard with the colours or everything. And to this piece of paper, as you can see, you know, this I can't have. I must get rid of this one. Even though I cut my pieces of paper to the same size, I never managed to get them butted up against each other, because in this case I'm actually a little bit inside the other. So that's why I had that white line there, and I can't have that now, can I? I'm not a perfectionist, mind you, I'm not. But in this case it was just standing out too much. So I did stamp with purple ink. It's also from the VersaFine Clear series. And this one is called in Swedish mycket splatt. A lot of splatters, sort of. So I stamped it around the paper in purple. And I also sooted in some black ink. And I actually have 2 of these pieces of paper, so I can make a pocket for this slider mechanism that is going to be in there, and I'll be gluing it down to this piece of paper. And in order to make this piece of paper in just one go, I have used an A3 sized, could it be paint on paper? It's a little bit thicker, sort of cardboard like, and I like that. I do like the fact that I can make these special and fun card folds like that. So first off, I'm just making a score mark at 8 inches, and then I'm just placing the die at the top of the paper, and I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. I'm also, before I do that, I actually cut it to the right width, and this one is sort of 6 inches. So this border here is approximately 6 inches. I might be lying a little bit, but sort of. You see, it's almost the length of my hand. And so I do the first score mark there in order to be able to cut the piece of paper at all, because since it's A3 long, I haven't got that big a cutting machine, so I have to score it first. Having scored and cut off the excess here, I then put this one in the scoreboard, and I'm going to make a score mark at 3 inches from this bit. So, and then I'm going to cut off the excess bit here, which actually becomes this bit. So I'm actually using the complete length of the A3 paper, and that's a good thing, isn't it? Because I don't like to have these small bits and pieces everywhere. I have, since it's white from the get-go, I have sooted this one as well, because I do want it to match with this thing here. I have sooted all of this, the edges and everything, with the black ink from VersaFine Clear. So I think I have talked enough about how I've done things. Let's see if I can make it happen properly now. I'm using some glue from Aleene's. It's an original tacky glue, and what I have to think about now is adding the glue sort of halfway to this card on the back side, that is. So I won't go further, because then I'll be gluing it down completely. And I'm just going to add on some glue, and this small bottle has a smaller nozzle, so I suppose I could just add on a little bit more glue, so I'm making sure that it's going to stay in its place. And let's see, I haven't got a perfectly smooth surface here, so I'm just going to place it here, and I'm going to press it down to the left of me, I suppose. And I'm making sure that I have an even sort of frame around this. I'm eyeballing it, you see. I'm not going to use any rulers or measurement tools. I'm just not going to keep it there for littles. Mostly I just leave a couple of clear blocks on top of this, and I do something else in between. But now I think that this is going to do the trick. And while I am gluing, I might as well just go for this one, having looked first how far down I would like this one to go. And you know what, there is a line there, so I might as well just make use of it, because I do want something to give it something to stick on to. And I see that it's a little bit more darker than the top piece, so I might actually just twist it like that. So perhaps it's going to blend in better there. So I'm thinking that, well, this could do, sort of. So I'll be adding on some more glue. And the thing about using wet glue like this is that sometimes it can warp the paper. So mostly I prefer to use first some tape, double-sided tape, and glue, because then I'm making sure that it's going to stick to the paper really well. And this is going to be what it is going to be, and I'm going to press it there just for a couple of seconds, because I've had the accident of it getting loose before. But if that happens, I suppose I could go in perhaps with a tiny attacher, perhaps make 2 staples there, even though I would not prefer to do so. So here we have it, and let's see if we can make it work. So the thing is that it's going to slide and it's going to stand on its own. So just imagine using whatever stamps and dies and figures and motifs you want to in order to make this card. And you could use whatever measurements you want to. Just bear in mind that if you're going to have a topper of this sort, and you do want something, let's say 6 inches, you do really need a couple of more inches at the top, depending on how high this top piece is. So let's continue with this. Some more glue, and I'm just going to squeeze it there properly. And I'm going to work on the left side once more. And I'm just going to put that one to the left, because I sort of like that. I see that the ghost is there, so it's going to sort of feel right on that side. And to finish things off, I have also stamped this text saying happy haunting, and I have added some double-sided foam tape, which I'm going to just peel off like that, and I'll be putting it here in order to create some unevenness to this card. So you can see it's a bit busy, and perhaps I ought to have worked with other colors, I'm not sure, but still I wanted to give this ghost a go because I do like it. It sort of scares me, I must say. So that's where I am right now. So I'm wishing you a happy pre-Halloween, and hopefully I'll be back soon, perhaps with a Swedish or an English video. Bye bye for now.